Tesla. The only way I'm ever getting a Tesla, am I right? Yeah. There we go. That's a B shield. I see you, orange-looking item. Level 56. Wow. What are the parts on this bad boy? Got long life condenser code TT at the top there. That's nice. You need to have a long life condenser. Yeah, I'll take it. Whatever. Ah, what we got? So lucky. Trent, what are you even doing, man? He's literally just standing there. Most worthless helper in the history of ever. Wow. Well, oh, it's my lucky day, guys. Alright, I swear to God, if we get another freaking leech, I'm gonna probably just scream and shut off my computer. Another magic missile. This one's actually better. Level 55. If you like not fun crystal skeletons, I highly recommend them. If you're a big fan of not fun, try them out. Ooh, a badass to fight a badass. Neat. I died on purpose. Tactical respawn. So, because we didn't open this chest, I was like, you know, there might be something good in here. There wasn't. There could have been, but there wasn't. Alright, well, guys, I think that's where we need to go ahead and call it, because I gotta take my mom to a doctor's appointment today. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Previously, on the road to Ultimate Necromancer, we had...
Alrighty, guys.
The raid boss is called Haderax the Invincible, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how you can be in a type of god mode in this boss fight. And what I mean by god mode is that you are 100% invincible from Haderax attacks, and his attacks are extremely powerful and they are devastating to your shield and health. One of his powerful attacks is a giant spitball of corrosive damage, and he targets you and will spit it at you, and then it creates this large area of effect of corrosive damage, and it's really hard to get away from, and it will take your shields down and start depleting your health really fast. In addition to the corrosive attack, he will target you with these slag darts, and if you've already taken damage from his corrosive attack, these slag darts are going to finish the job and it might get you down. So let me show you guys how you can be 100% invincible from these attacks. This method also has one other huge benefit. I'll show you guys that as well. So the first thing you have to have, and it's a must, is you have to have the toothpick AR and the retainer shield. And I'll show you guys why in just a moment. So the retainer shield and the toothpick are actually really easy to obtain, and you get both of them from the burrows. I made a pretty extensive video about farming these two items, and I'm going to briefly explain it here, but I'll have that video down in the description if you guys need more details. These two items are dropped by sandworms, and they're on this end of the burrows. They have like a little arena that they spawn into. You can get these two items from the regular sandworms, but it might increase the frequency if you hunt as Vaughn. During this mission, you are killing some sandworm queens, and they seem
No.
pretty regularly. I got 2 retainer shields here and the toothpick AR at the same time. I didn't get them the first time that I farmed them, but it was like the 5th or 6th time I went in and they dropped everything that I needed in one shot. From my experience, out of all the effervescent weapons, these 2 items seem to be the ones that drop the most. So once you have these 2 items, you can move on to the raid boss and make sure you have finished the main story missions and defeated Hector. Then you can pick up the raid boss side mission from Sir Hammerlock. He is going to be in the back burner area next to Moxie's bar. The boss fight arena is located in the burrows, and there's an access point to
I prefer with the Malawan site.
Once you're in the arena, you need to equip the toothpick AR and also the retainer shield that you have.
Oh wait, hold on guys.
When these 2 items are equipped, they're going to give you super speed and super jump while in this boss fight arena. So the secret to being invincible from the attacks from Haderax is to be extremely high up in this arena. There's a very specific place that you need to go, and the way that you get there can be tricky the first time you try it, but once you do it 1 or 2 times, it gets really easy after that. This arena is very large and very dark, so it's hard to see what all is going on. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the area of the arena that you need to get to before you get to the high vantage point. So right here is the entrance where you came into the arena, and I am up very high. I'm on top of a speaker that's on top of the elevator area where you pay the iridium and start the fight. Inside the arena, there are 3 large craters. There's one near the entrance, one near the elevator, and then one on the other side of the arena, and this is the area you want to be in. Above that crater and along that wall, there are some rock ledges that go up very, very high. At the highest point that you can go, there is a secret up there. It is an epic doll loot crate that spawns when you make it all the way to the top. You can see I have it open with the light indicators coming out of the items that are in that crate. The crate is just like the 4 that spawn into the center of the arena after you kill Haderax. So you can get a pretty good idea of where this high ledge is located in this arena, but now I'm going to jump down and get closer to it and show you some landmarks that will help you locate it a little easier. I'm going to show you guys how to get to the high ledge by climbing the rocks, and you can also use the craters. They will blast air out of them and allow you to get high up on the rocks, and then you can climb the rest of the way up. So right there was the elevator and where you start the boss fight. Then there's one giant hole and then a second hole. The second hole is where you will find the ledges that you're going to be climbing to get way up to the top. I've marked one of the ledges with an item that I dropped so you could see the item light indicator, and then you could see the crate way up there. It's actually in between those 2 giant holes. So again, there's 2 ways to get up there. Just climbing the rocks, which I'll show you guys in just a moment, and then there's another way to get up there, and that's using the blast crater, which will allow you to not have to climb so many rocks. It will get you to like the midsection. You'll just run and let it throw you up to this rock area right there, and then all you have to do is look how the rocks are staircased up and just follow that path. It's real easy. Right here it tries to trick you, and it makes you think you need to go up, but you actually need to go down and around and then crouch and go up through a rock. Once you make it to this point, you can just stand up and walk basically all the way up to the top where the crate is. And this is where you are invincible, but there's some more stuff you need to know to make sure you don't take any hits. If you don't use the blast crater, there are some rocks just near that crater and this side of the arena that you can see how it's pathing you upwards and stair-stepping you upwards. And again, you have to have the retainer shield on and also the toothpick. With these 2 items equipped, it gives you that super jump. And without the super jump, you are not getting up here at all. It's not possible. So you just keep following the path. And again, the rocks are really obvious what you can and can't jump to. And once you get to this point, it's going to trick you. It makes you think that you need to jump those rocks from this ledge, but you don't want to do that. You can make it, but most likely you will fall. And the sure way to get up to the very high ledge is to actually drop down right here. This is the item that I dropped to show you guys which ledge we were going to be going to. So now all you have to do is hop up here and then crouch and go up between these 2 rocks and then stand up and turn around, and now it's much easier to get onto these rocks right here and then all the way to the crate. So now I'm going to show you guys in real time during the actual boss fight how to get up here using the crater and then where you need to stand so that you are 100% invincible. By the way, this crate hasn't dropped any effervescent gear so far. I've only been so I haven't really much performance. If you guys have seen some effervescent loot in that crate, definitely comment down below. Started. First crater. That one. I want to get to the second crater and wait for some air to start breathing. I'm gonna try to aim for the right of that hole, but the way that the air is right, some ledge. All you have to do is start moving your way upwards by jumping and following the stair steps of the ledges. So at this point, I'm almost there, and right here is where I not go up. And go through this rock, and then stand up. I'll turn around, and then I'll make my way all the way up to the crate. You can see that I'm taking a ton of damage from Haderax while trying to get to this high ledge, so you're still vulnerable until you actually make it to the crate. Once you get up here, you can leave the crate closed or open it. I always open it, thinking that maybe the lid will give me a little bit more protection. So the first thing you want to do when you get up here is crouch and stay to the back of the crate. Now he is targeting you with his attacks, and if you are crouched and kind of to the back, he cannot hit you. That arc of that corrosive attack cannot reach you, and the slag darts cannot reach you either. If you stand up and you're jumping around or standing on top of the crate or something like that, he can see you, and that arc of his attacks can hit you at that point. So as long as you're crouched into the back, none of his attacks can reach you. You can also take this time to change up your equipment. You don't need the super jump or super speed anymore. Now right here, I stood up for a second and got too close to the edge, and I took a hit from one of the darts, and that's about as bad as it gets. If you stand up for a moment and he's looking at you and targeting you, yeah, you could take a small hit. So just stay crouched and stay to the back. Another awesome advantage of being up here is that he will pop up out of the ground in 3 locations from those craters on the ground, and you have perfect vantage
Nipple salads.
all his critical spots. One crater he pops out of is right there on the left.
Ooh,
and
nice
you have
bonus
a
package,
perfect
man. I
view
like
of
that.
the critical location on the back of his head. Right here I'm showing you that if you jump, then yes,
I'm going to ignore that last
so
one.
just stay crouched. And when he pops up to the right of you in that crater, at that point you can stand up and look around the crate and shoot the critical spot on the back of his head. The attacks that he does from that location won't hit you even if you're standing. When he pops up out of the crater on the other side of the arena, you have, again, a clear shot of the critical spot inside of his mouth. And here you do need to stay crouched because he can hit you if you're standing. If you damage him enough on the back of his head to make him fall down, then you can stand up and look over the ledge and continue to shoot. That's not a problem at all. The only thing that can mess with you up here are the occasional spores, but those things are pretty easy to deal with and take out. Sometimes they'll throw some slag at you and stuff, but you'll only get a few of these during the fight. I don't know how well this works with multiple people up here. I've only tried this solo. If you guys get to try it with a group of people, let me know. But hopefully this helps you guys out. Again, let me know if you try it and how it goes, and we'll see you guys next video.
Awesome!
I prefer the longbow.
Borderlands 3 has a ton of amazing weapons and gear, and in this video I'm going to break down the best of the best for each category, from pistols to snipers, shields, artifacts, and every other item type. These are my 5 best in slot legendary items in Borderlands 3. Let's start things off with sniper rifle.
Oh, man.
What's up guys, it's Molten Marlin, and today I'm going to be showing you how to one-hit Haderax the Invincible with Maya. To start off, make sure you travel to Writhing Deep, and once you get here, make sure you have the toothpick and the retainer, and you can get these by killing queen sandworms or just regular sandworms. Make sure you have a class mod that has +5 or 6 in recompense, and head over to your skill tree and make sure you have recompense filled out all the way to the max, and this is what you'll be using to kill Haderax with. And you're going to want to kill yourself because it just makes it easier for you, because you don't have to wait for the lift to go all the way back down to the bottom. Instead, you can just jump out and go right to the spot where you're supposed to go. Another thing I forgot to mention is that if you have recompense filled out all the way to the max, and this is what you'll be using to kill Haderax with, and you're going to want to kill yourself because it just makes it easier for you because you don't have to wait for the lift to go all the way back down to the bottom. Instead, you can just jump out and go right to the spot where you're supposed to go. Another thing I forgot to mention is that if you are playing on OP10, you will need a slag splat gun or something to slag yourself with because recompense will not do enough damage. Once you're ready, drop the base. Once you hit it, turn around and jump out, and follow where I do in the video. It's going to be one of the holes, and he always spawns in this one. You can just go here. And in the center, it eventually does spawn. You will die first. Once you're ready, drop the base. Once you hit it, turn around and jump out, and follow where I do in the video. It's going to be one of the holes, and he always spawns in this one, so you can just go here every single time. Just make sure to stand in the center, and when he eventually does spawn, you will die first, and then he will die. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel and like the video for more content.
Final Akuma Gaming. Hey guys, back with another Borderlands 2 video, and today I want to go over what I think is both the best and worst weapons manufacturer in this game. In this video, I will discuss all the weapons manufacturers. I'll discuss what makes each manufacturer's weapons unique. I'll talk about good and bad weapons from each manufacturer, and I'll also discuss how bad or good their respective unique weapons are. After that, I'll discuss who I think is the worst manufacturer, followed by who I think is the best manufacturer. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about our first manufacturer, and that's going to be Bandit. Bandit is generally known for having high magazine sizes, however the rest of their stats are generally underwhelming. In my experience, most Bandit weapons are fairly bad. That said, some of the best unique, legendary, and seraph weapons are actually pretty good. For example, the Bandit Slagga, Jolly Roger, Tatler, and even the Sawbar Pearlescent is actually pretty decent as well. However, most of the other weapons that Bandit has to offer are fairly underwhelming if you ask me. Bandit is limited to pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, shotguns, rocket launchers, and some grenades as well. In general, I would say that rocket launchers offered by Bandit are actually quite good. For the most part, you are getting a high projectile count with relatively low ammo consumption. However, most of the other weapon types on offer from Bandit are largely inferior to their counterparts from other manufacturers. As an example, an E-Tech Bandit SMG is simply not
guys, we got a cradle
as one from TDOR, Dahl, Malawan, or Hyperion. Pretty much
We got a
every
cradle,
manufacturer
guys.
Pistols, Dahl, Jacobs, and Torg make pretty good assault rifles, and Jacobs, Torg, and Hyperion make some of the best shotguns in the game. So overall, Bandit has some really awesome unique weapons. However, most of their other weapons are fairly bad, save for Bandit rocket launchers. Dahl is known for burst fire while aiming down sights and having really low recoil on weapons.
Skullmaster.
While Dahl weapons don't
Guys, we got a
possess
Maggie.
Dahl weapons are generally pretty good overall. Dahl makes pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, and sniper rifles. Of these four weapon types, their sniper rifles tend to be the least
And a
popular,
conference call.
simply
Nice.
because their sniper rifles also burst fire like all of their other weapons, and this has a tendency to consume ammunition.
Dude,
that
we got a
shouldn't
Maggie,
typically
man.
consume.
Look at that.
Otherwise, I think you will find that the burst fire works quite well on pistols, assault rifles, and SMGs. As far as unique, legendary, seraph, and pearlescent weapons go, Dahl is generally hit or miss. There are definite hits when it comes to certain weapons like the Lascow, Sandhawk, and Hornet. There are also some pretty good uniques like the Teapot, Sloth, the legendary Varuk, Seraphim, and the legendary Pitchfork. However, there are also uniques that are misses, like the Dominator and the Bearcat. The problems with these weapons is that they can't crit, or they simply consume way too much ammo to be practical. As far as grenades go, Dahl manufactures bouncing Betty grenades, which are really useful for fighting raid bosses, as the slag versions can keep the raid bosses slagged longer. In my opinion, Dahl's fairly decent, and they've mostly got pretty good weapons, with only a few glaringly awful ones. There's also Hyperion, which is known for their negative recoil and very high maximum accuracy on their weapons. Unlike weapons from other manufacturers, which get less accurate as you fire them, Hyperion weapons have a tendency to become more accurate as you fire them at enemies. In Borderlands 2, Hyperion makes pistols, SMGs, shotguns, and sniper rifles. Like Dahl, their sniper rifles have a tendency to be unpopular because Hyperion snipers tend to sway before you fire the first shot. Additionally, the first shot is less accurate than it otherwise could be thanks to Hyperion's negative recoil gimmick. Otherwise, Hyperion pistols, SMGs, and shotguns greatly benefit from negative recoil and become far more accurate than they otherwise would be. Hyperion has a respectable balance of great unique weapons as well. From my experience, I would say only the Actualizer Seraph SMG, the unique Bane SMG, and the legendary Logan's pistol are really the lousy weapons. Most of the other uniques are pretty good, like the Fibber, Lady Fist, Bitch, Slow Hand, Morningstar, and Fremington's Edge. And then, of course, the Hyperion unique shotguns are also amazing, because you've got the Heartbreaker, Conference Call, Interfacer, and the Butcher, which, again, are all fantastic weapons. I would say Hyperion tends to be one of the better manufacturers in Borderlands 2 when it comes to weapons, as most of the weapons they tend to make are pretty good. You also have Jacobs. Jacob's weapons are usually non-elemental 99% of the time, always semi-automatic with high base damage, high accuracy, and boosted critical hit bonus. Jacob's weapons have a tendency to have recoil and accuracy recovery problems. However, you may find that 1 or 2 shots is usually enough to wipe out whatever's in front of you. In Borderlands 2, Jacobs only makes pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and sniper rifles. And from my experience, all of these weapons are quite good, and I can't really say that I have any complaints with any of them. Well, that said, maybe their assault rifles can leave something to be desired in later difficulties, but they're usually fine in lower difficulties. I'd say sort of like Dahl, Jacob's weapons have a tendency to be hit or miss when it comes to their uniques. You have awesome weapons like the Becca, Twister, and the Maggie. You have pretty good uniques like the Triquetra, Trespasser, Cobra, Buffalo, the Seraph Hawkeye, and the Law Pistol. However, you also have other weapons like the Godfinger, Unforgiven, Rex, Stinkpot, and Damned Cowboy, which may be cool in concept, but they are either too difficult to use in practice, or they're just terrible. With that said, Jacobs has some great non-unique weapons that are popular in the Borderlands community, like the Gatling Gun Assault Rifle, the Quad Shotgun, and the Muck-a-Muck and Diop Sniper Rifles. The only issue with Jacobs is that it's only non-elements, and in later difficulties, that can be a bit of a problem. However, with that said, the critical hit bonus can make up for that somewhat. We also have Maliwan. Maliwan guns always have an element and are known for their capacity to inflict burn, corrode, electrocute, or slag status effects on enemies. When it comes to weapons, they manufacture pistols, SMGs, sniper rifles, and rocket launchers. And of these 4 weapon types, I would say that a lot of people really like their sniper rifles. Especially sniper rifles like the Maliwan Snider, which is one of the best elemental sniper rifles that you can get from most characters. A lot of players also really like Maliwan E-Tech SMGs as well, as they tend to deal great damage. Maliwan sports some of the best unique and legendary weapons in the game. Moxie seems to really like them, as the Ruby, Grog Nozzle, Bad, as well as the Good Touch, the Crit, and the Sharia Me are all Malawan weapons that heal the player based on damage dealt. Otherwise, you have amazing weapons like the Pimpernel, some are considered to be the game's best sniper rifle, and the Blood, which is the game's best rocket launcher. And there are also a few other great legendaries like the Hellfire, Volcano, and the Thunderbolt Fists. Now, there are some bad uniques too, like Storm, Wanderlust, and Flame. However, they are certainly a minority. In general, I would say Malawan weapons are pretty good, and though I do feel that their non-unique launchers and pistols leave something to be desired, the Norfleet and the Grog Nozzle make up for that. TDR weapons tend to be pretty awkward the first time you use them.
Damn it, I meant to grab the Nirvana.
And then throw, as opposed to fire for a bit and then reload. TDR makes pistols, SMGs, shotguns, and rocket launchers. And of the four, I would say the only bad weapon type that they make are rocket launchers. While there are some that like E-Tech rocket launchers, I personally feel that TDR rocket launchers in general are pretty bad, especially when you compare that to like Vladoff, Bandit, or even Malawan or Torg. With that said, TDR makes phenomenal shotguns, SMGs, and pistols that are perfect for firing and then throwing. When it comes to uniques, there aren't really that many compared to other manufacturers, and they're sort of hit or miss. There are amazing uniques like Adventure, Baby Maker, Gunnerang, Omen, Blockhead, and Octo, while there are also bad uniques like Bunny, Retcher, and the Deliverance. It's funny to mention this, but I just mentioned all of the TDR weapons that appear in Borderlands 2. But I digress. I really like TDR weapons, though I think I will admit that they probably aren't the single best manufacturer out there, simply because they have the Seraph Retcher shotgun and the launcher, which are absolutely terrible. Even still, like reloads, TDR pistols, SMGs, and shotguns are great. But let's move on to Torg. Torg is known for purely explosive weapons in Borderlands 2 that fire a unique gyrojet projectile that typically deals more damage, however at slower projectile speed, which can make distance combat a little more difficult. In Borderlands 2, Torg manufactures pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and rocket launchers, and I can't really say that I have any major complaints about any of them. Now, Torg has a lot of unique, legendary Seraph, and pearlescent weapons in Borderlands 2. And these are of varying quality, and as has been established in this video, they usually hit or miss. However, they're mostly miss. Now, granted, you're getting some really great guns like the Unkempt Herald, possibly the Flacker and the Sword Explosion. However, you're also getting quite a few bad weapons like the Devastator, Seeker, Tunguska, Landscaper, Evil Smasher, and quite a few others. A large amount of poor quality unique weapons is what really brings Torg down for me personally. But again, with that said, you've got like the Unkempt Herald, which is probably the best pistol in the game. The Flacker is really good if you swap it with a Torg rocket launcher to increase the Flacker's damage. And then of course there are other weapons like the Creamer that are fairly decent, and the Sword Explosion is also really good. It's just some of those guns like the Devastator, Seeker, Tunguska, and the Landscaper, they're just awful. And finally, we have Vladoff, and Vladoff is known for producing weapons with high rate of fire. Vladoff produces pistols, assault rifles, rocket launchers, and sniper rifles. For the most part, I would say that Vladoff's selection of non-unique weapons is really good. Some weapons like the Droog sniper rifle, the E-Tech Top Mia launcher, and Anarchist pistol are quite popular within the community. This is mostly because these weapons tend to provide pretty good DPS, or in the case of the Top Mia, it's basically a poor man's Norfleet. In my personal opinion, Vladoff has a really great selection of uniques. Of course, you get the legendary Infinity, the Lyuda or White Death, the Seraph-led Storm, and the Stinger, and even the unique Hail, Kitten, and Rapier assault rifles are really good in their own right. There are a few questionable weapons like the legendary Shredifier and the Seraph Patriot, but I wouldn't say that they are virtually impossible to use. Granted, both weapons leave something to be desired, but I think you could certainly do a whole lot worse with weapons from other manufacturers. Okay, so now you may be wondering, who is the worst weapons manufacturer? Well, if I did have to pick one, I'm going to have to say that it's probably Bandit. The main reason for this is that while Bandit does have some truly excellent unique weapons, most of their other weapons have largely inferior damage, accuracy, or reload speed compared to guns from other manufacturers.
Right.
While it's true that increasing a weapon's magazine size does improve the weapon's DPS by reducing the need to reload, you'll reach a point where higher magazine size provides only diminishing returns when it comes to DPS. One thing I will say though is that Bandit rocket launchers are actually quite good, especially compared to launchers from Torg or Malawan, which simply consume way too much ammo for the amount of damage that they deal. Bandit launchers tend to provide a good balance between projectile count, overall damage, and the cost of rocket ammo per shot. You could argue that Bandit launchers are even better and possibly even more reliable than Vladof rocket launchers, which have better ammo consumption overall. But all of the other weapons made by Bandit are usually surpassed by something else that you can find. Bandit pistols, shotguns, and assault rifles are almost not even worth picking up after a certain point in the game. Now you also may be wondering, who is the best weapons manufacturer?
Torg.
Well, this question is a lot
And
tougher to
Malawan,
answer.
in my
However,
opinion.
If I did have to pick one, I'd probably pick either Hyperion or Vladof, leaning more in favor of Hyperion. In my opinion, Hyperion has a tendency to make really good weapons aside from sniper rifles, and some unique Hyperion pistols, shotguns, and SMGs are consistently among some of the best weapons in Borderlands 2. Think about it for a second. You've got the Bitch, the Fibber, the Lady Fist, the Slow Hand, the Interfacer, the Conference Call, the Butcher, and you've even got like the Morning Star, which is pretty good. Overall, Hyperion weapons are excellent. What also makes Hyperion ideal in my mind is the negative recoil. Sure, weapons can prove to be relatively inaccurate at first, and there is a bit of a learning curve there. However, as you acquire higher quality weapons from Hyperion, the amount of time it takes to achieve maximum accuracy is significantly reduced. My only real complaint with Hyperion is in the case of Hyperion sniper rifles, where if you're playing with a lower field of view on Xbox 360 or PS3, it's a lot harder to use a Hyperion sniper rifle than it is to use one from Jacobs. In general, I recommend you avoid Bandit unless you're getting a unique weapon, or if you come across a non-E-Tech rocket launcher from Bandit. Thing is, I think you can find a better pistol, assault rifle, SMG, and shotgun from manufacturer. On the flip side, I think if you see Hyperion or Vladof weapons of rarity or higher, you should definitely pick them up, as they may be some really good guns to use. Now, granted, this could go for any manufacturer, but I definitely think you will want a blue or purple Hyperion shotgun, or a blue or purple Vladof pistol or sniper rifle. That said, I think you should still try to pick up different weapons and experiment, because you may find a gun from Jacobs or Malawan that ends up being better than one from Hyperion or Vladof. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, like this video if you liked it, click the bell to join the notification squad, and as always, take care, and I'll see y'all next time. You're watching Vinyl Akuma Gaming. Hey guys, so it's been a really long time since I've made a Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel countdown, but I figured we could talk about some of what I would consider to be the best Easter egg weapons from both games. Now, before we get into this video, I would consider an Easter egg weapon to be something that's far more involved than a weapon that contains a pop culture reference. As an example, the chopper has the red text, "Get to it," which is a reference to the movie Predator. The Little Evie, on the other hand, is a reference to BioShock. However, it's also part of an elaborate Easter egg that features a specific group of enemies that you need to farm in order to get one. Or in the case of the Law & Order, you have to complete a quest that is reminiscent of crime dramas like Law & Order and CSI Miami. Now, this video will contain about 3 weapons from the pre-sequel. However, assume that every other weapon is from Borderlands 2, unless directly mentioned. So, without further ado, these will be what I think are the top 10 best Easter egg guns and weapons of Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel, starting now. Number 10. Gwen's Head and Gwen's Other Head. So Gwen's head and Gwen's other head are Easter egg weapons that reference the movie Seven, starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. If you haven't seen the movie yet, this Easter egg is essentially a spoiler. However, with that said, you've had at least 20 years to see the film if you have not done so, and for some of you watching, you've had your entire life to watch the movie. Seriously, guys, I am going to spoil it. During the movie, Gwyneth Paltrow plays Brad Pitt's wife, and at the end of the movie, Gwen's head is found in a box. Now, for Borderlands 2, Gwen's head is found in a special box that spawns in various random locations across the dust, and in the pre-sequel, Gwen's other head spawns much like the original. However, these boxes are found in the Titan Industrial Facility. As weapons, both of these are fairly bizarre. The original Gwen's head is a dual pistol that has increased damage, mag size, and better critical hit bonus. However, it contains the Hyperion pistol barrel and TDR grip.
Another conference call, guys. Look at that.
And magazine size, respectively. Gwen's other head, on the other hand, has superior weapon parts. However, it has a projectile pattern which always sends the second projectile to the left. This trait will cause the player to miss constantly, and for that reason, these guns are decent in the early game, but you may want to avoid them later on. Number 9, the Bright Spot Rune. So, Toby's Bright Spot Rune is a pretty awesome sword-style Mal-1 laser that only comes in shock element. It is unique in the sense that it has fairly high base damage and continuous damage bonus at the expense of terrible range. The Bright Spot Rune is part of an entire quest from the pre-sequel known as These Are the Bots, located in Virago Solitude. The quest involves escorting ICUP and RTFC across the map to a man named Toby Van Adobe so they can deliver him a message, much like C-3PO and R2-D2 do in Star Wars A New Hope. The only problem I have with this particular laser is that it really lacks range. While you can quickly make up for this range in low gravity, you may find this to be more of a problem in areas with higher gravity. And I also think that by the time you actually beat the game, you're going to find that the Spot Rune is largely inferior.
Sorry guys, I didn't want to play the video anymore, so I do apologize. But yeah, guys, so I was playing Dragon Ball. Hold on. I was playing Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and I was talking with my fiance and stuff, and I was doing the single summon. So the first summon didn't go very well, and then the second one I got Trunks and Goten, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get anything out of it until it says, now give it to me. I was like, oh shit, it's a fusion. But is it like Super Saiyan fusion or is it Super Saiyan Blue fusion? So I look at it and then I was like, okay, well, no big deal. It's you know, it was just one of the important things that we should all learn about. When it comes to Dokkan, it takes a lot of patience, and especially it takes a lot of luck. Kind of like with Haderax, kind of like with me and Haderax right now. And I know it's really important that we should all pretty much say to each other, okay, this is what's going on. This is how it needs to be done. And all of that. Sorry guys, give me just a second. I am thinking of a team together. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's mostly like me and Haderax right now to this point. It takes skill and it takes patience. So with Haderax, it's always important to keep your cool, especially when you fight a giant worm like this. Oh shit! That's one legendary, guys. How many legendaries are we gonna get? Oh shit! Bro! No way, man. Alright, do I really need some of these orcs? Like, I don't think I really need any of these orcs. Oh god. Okay, guys. I'm getting rid of the Morning Star. The reason why, guys, the reason why I'm getting rid of the Morning Star is because I'm gonna be doing a giveaway soon for whoever has this game. I'm gonna do a giveaway at 100 subscribers for Borderlands 2 and really a flacker and a pyrophobia. Well, guys, this is this video, I repeat, this video is not going to be clickbait because I didn't not drop a pearl. I didn't drop any pearls whatsoever. Why did I just fall off? Well, whatever. I did not drop a pearl. I got a pearl, a legit pearl, from Haderax himself. Like, no joke, guys. Alright, guys. So as soon as it hits an hour, I am going to, by the time it hits an hour right now, guys, I'm going to, is that, by the time I hit it about an hour, I'm going to post it, I'm going to post this on YouTube. So if you guys end up seeing a video, then awesome. If not, then that's alright. So I'm not too terribly worried right now. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't expecting a pearl to just show up out of nowhere. Ooh, damn! Cooler, my man! You're just on the fucking road today. Oh, there's one dodge. There's two dodges. There's three. Get the fuck out of it. Didn't. What? Fuck. And yes, guys, I will be doing a major giveaway. So, if anyone joins the server, please do so I can... So I can give you the guns of your choice, you guys. Hold on, guys. I need to take a look at something really quick. Give me just a sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to check something really quick with... I had to check something really quick. Alright, guys. Let's beat the shit out of Bardock right now, guys. We're gonna beat the shit out of Bardock. I just can't wait to beat the fuck out of Bardock right now. Ooh, damn, Frieza. Dodge it. Dodge. Oh, I get a additional. Come on, Cooler. Ooh, damn. Alright, there we go, guys. Hey. Oh, you son of a bitch. I don't think so. Oh! Wait, that was the first dodge that I've ever seen out of Goku Kaioken. Woo! Alright, where's my new cooler? Alright, guys. I'm gonna fight this thing really quick, and then I'm gonna stop making videos for tonight. So... Alrighty, so we're gonna do team formation.
Alright, let's do this.
Alright, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.